guys, well, today is the day that I do step 1 of my Xtreme conversion on this thing. Taking my 2000 Sonoma and turning it into a Xtreme. I already have a body kit. In fact, I have 2 body kits actually. I have one full body kit besides the front lower valance, and then I pretty much have another full body kit minus some slight brackets. But those will go on later. But I do have the S10 headlights, an S10 billet grille, so I'll still be able to keep my GMC emblem, and a bumper and a lower valance, just a factory bumper and a lower valance. I don't have the Xtreme lower valance yet. I'll get that at a later date. I just want to put the S10 headlights, grille, and bumper on it so I can measure out where I'm going to put my light bar behind the grille. And you might be wondering why I want a light bar on a lower truck. Well, I drive a lot of back roads, so that light bar will help on back roads. First things first, pull the grille out. It just literally pulls out. There's no bolts. You just take it and you pull it. Alright, like I said, I got the grille off. It's got a couple push tabs in different spots on the front, and then the headlights. Pull these 2 little plastic tabs on both sides, and the headlight just falls out. So I'm going to go ahead and get these disconnected and pull the headlights out, and then I'll show you how to get the bumper off. Alright, got the headlights out, got them disconnected, got my fog lights disconnected. Now to pull the bumper itself off, there's 2 bolts right here on the top, one on each side, and then down in here there's another bolt, one on each side, and then there is a brace that goes from the bottom side of this crash bar to the frame, right there, that crash bar, or that brace right there. So I'm going to take that bolt off, and then take these 4 bolts off, and then pull the bumper off. It should just slide out. There's little dowels for this side pieces, and it looks like it just slides in and out, so that should slide in and out fine. Now, if you're going to go to the S10 bumper, that little brace is not going to work. You actually need to get a S10 brace, and it looks like this. You go from a tube to this piece. Now this is very similar to what's on the full-size trucks, the 88 to 98 full-size trucks, and it mounts the same way. Right over here it actually bolts, this is the right side, it bolts to the body mount, the front body mount, and then goes out to the bumper. Hopefully the bolts that are already on there will work, because this is pre-threaded. So hopefully the bolt that goes to the crash bar in the front will actually bolt through this, and the bolt that goes to the frame will actually go through this and then mount to the body mount that this mounts to. So I can at least have 2 bolts holding it on, and then I'll just get another bolt later on. But that is one thing you need to remember to get, or remember to buy. This brace right here is specific for the Xtreme. This is actually a different part number and a different style than what's on a standard 2-wheel drive. Now, the standard 2-wheel drive one might work, but I think this one has like more clearance or something for the lower valance. I don't know the specifics, but I just know that I got this in a kit with the little clip-on pieces that actually help hold the Xtreme valance on. So I got these plus those clips. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to pull the bumper off, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, I got the bumper off right here, and just like I thought, there's a slot right here on both sides, and it goes onto this nub right here. Now these bolts will mount the new bumper, the S10 bumper, and they'll go into the frame right here. Those are all M10 by 1.5. Now, these are not. So This is the bumper end of the driver's side bracket. That is M10 by 125. So you'll have to go and make sure you get a M25 bolt. And actually that's the passenger side. But you'll have to make sure you go get an M10 by 125 to fit in that hole. I don't think I have any of those here. I kind of briefly looked and I don't. So I'll either get a skinnier bolt and clamp it down and then go out and get some later. Or I'll just get some at work. But, so, all that's left, well, for me, I got to take my fog lights off. But, got to take that other bracket off so I can get that other bolt. And then, take my fog lights off and then I can go outside. Alright, well, for now, I'm going to go ahead and do the bumper and the valance first, and then I'll pull the other stuff out. The bumper fits on fine. This is just a dirt cheap bumper, and it's not completely bent right. I have a, from what I assume is a factory bumper. It was, I pulled it out of a junkyard, but it's in a rough shape. It's got a dent on it and stuff, so I just decided to buy all new. But yeah, it fits. There is a huge gap between here and here, though, just because this bumper isn't bent right. But I should be able to make it all work. So I'm going to go ahead and clip the valance on, which is fairly easy. You just take these tabs and you push them into the bottom of the bumper where those where those slots are, and just do that all the way around. And then there's these holes that you put push pins in, or actually just got some 1/4-20 speed nuts like this, and I'm going to use those. So I'm going to get that clipped together and then get it pushed on, and I'll kind of show you the gaps that it's just because this bumper's so cheap. I'll probably get an OEM bumper when I actually put the Xtreme valance on there and get everything painted. I didn't think this would fit so bad, but it is aftermarket, and aftermarket body panels never usually fit right. So I'll go ahead and get this together. Yeah, well, that was interesting. Again, aftermarket part and another aftermarket part, even though I got them from the same place, and ordered them in a package deal. It clips in the front, and then it goes over, then clips back down, and then clips down, and then clips down, another clips down. I used the speed nuts. I clipped it onto the bumper here, and then ran the bolts from the bottom down. And then over here, I put the push clip in there because the speed clip wasn't long enough, and I couldn't fit a bolt, kind of how I wanted to. I mean, now that I've done those, I could actually go back and put a speed clip on that. But yeah, it's fine the way it is. It's in there. Still don't like it, but then I put the speed clip on the top there, and then ran it through the top to the bottom, and then did that all the way around. So now it's time to get this on the truck and line it up the best I can, because again, it's aftermarket, and it's a little bit too far expanded, so I'm going to have to clamp it down. We'll see how everything goes on. And there we go. That was actually not as hard as I thought. Basically, what I did is I started those two bolts down there, and then I pushed these down, started these, and then I lined them up down the side. Now, yes, there's a big gap right here, but that is actually what these are for. These go on that body mount like I was saying, and then they bolt down right about here on the bumper, and that's where you adjust this side-by-side movement. Now, because I don't have that bolt for the bumper side, I'm not going to put them on right now. It shouldn't be, shouldn't matter too much, but these bolt to the body mount right back here. I think I showed you it right there. There's two holes right there. That's where those bolt onto. And then this end piece right there bolts on in that slot right there. It's right about here on the bumper. And that's what adjusts this up and down right here. It does get adjusted right here as far as where it sits, but as you see, it's way down. Putting that on and tightening that all the way up will bring this back up where it should be. But I can't do that because I don't have that bolt. But this all sucked down nice. Again, that'll be fixed once I get that crossbar in. So yeah, I'm going to go get the grill and the headlights now, and I'll be back. Alright, let's do the headlights next, because that's actually, got to do the headlights before you can put the grill in. These are the headlights I got. Again, like I said, once I get the Xtreme kit all fitted and mounted and all that stuff and get the Xtreme lip, everything's going out to get color matched. The bumper, the Xtreme lip, obviously the Xtreme body kit. I need to get a roll pan because my rear bumper is damaged. And I already have a set of headlights that I'm actually taking apart and putting halos and projectors and stuff in it. The headlights that I have are similar to this, but yeah, it's all going to be color matched and whatnot. But these are the headlights, and they should just go straight on like usual. They should have two little tabs at the bottom, fit down in here. And then you push them back, and there's a nub that goes in there and a nub that goes in there. And then you put your little plastic pieces in. And this is what I'm talking about. There's two little plastic tabs down there. And then there's two little push things. They go down and push in. But I got to transfer my bulbs over from my Sonoma headlights. So I'll put those bulbs in, get everything lined up, and then put the headlights in. And then I'll show you the grill. Alright. Got my bulb swapped over, got my LED in there facing straight up and down where the light goes side to side, which is how they're supposed to be. This housing seems to be a little more forgiving than the OE housing, because I only had to take this off. I didn't have to cut a bunch of stuff like I did on this one. I just had to loosen these bolts, pull this back, and then I could put that in. And it seems to be oriented better. It's straight up and down, and in the OE housing I had to have it flipped upside down to get it to go in where the way I wanted it. Alright, had the headlights in, and other than these headlights fitting like doo-doo, there's a good half-inch gap right there. Yeah. Cheap headlights. The ones I'm actually going to build are going to be a little bit higher quality than this, but I think I can get that sucked in by turning this headlight back in, which it may need to be, because these are never adjusted right. But I'm going to go ahead and get my fog lights bolted on, wire those up, and or plug them in, and then I'll get the grill, because it can't do it after you put the grill in. Alright, there it is. Got the fog lights on, got them plugged up. Didn't get them as straight as I did on the original bumper. That one's where I want it. That one's about a 1/4 inch out from where that one is as far as in and out. I'm pretty sure side to side's pretty close, but whatever. So now I can show you the grill. And this is the grill. Like I said, I got steel bars so I can get a GMC emblem. I actually have a 2018 GMC emblem I'm going to put in there. For now, I'm not going to worry about permanent mounting. I'm probably going to, there's little slots on the back of it, and I'll probably just run a zip tie through it just to hold it. But this is what I was talking about. I have a light bar that's 26 inches long, which is roughly from here to here. And it's going to be right here down at the bottom. I originally wanted to somehow mount it to the grill and hold it in the center, and I think I actually can if I come way back here to the side and make my own mounts. And then I can cut down these bottom bars, or I can just keep them. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. This is basically my test my test piece, because I have another one of these already that I've had for a while. This is basically my test piece to figure out exactly how everything is going to go, how I want it, and then on my other one that I'm actually going to get painted and used, whatever I decide to do will happen to that one when it gets painted. So got to put the marker lights in these. These are the marker lights. So I'm going to snap the marker lights in where they need to go. I'm going to go get that GMC emblem. And also, you need to get some of these. There's not enough on the factory grill piece, so you're going to need more. I just went ahead and bought a 10-pack. Found them on eBay for $10 for a 10-pack, or less than $10 for a 10-pack. I'm going to go. These have to snap into the back of the grill. I'll show you where they snap in, but I'm going to go ahead and get that GMC emblem mounted. Alright, and here's that 2018 GMC emblem. What I mean by 2018, it's off a 2018 Sierra. So, you do, there's usually 2 spikes. Cut the 2 spikes off, and then it'll actually fit pretty good. It'll go down in there. Now, it's not going to stay until I do what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is take zip ties, small zip ties on each one of these tabs, and then zip tie it around the rung, and then that's how I'm going to mount it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, I got it zip tied on there. There's actually a little space because the zip ties don't go all the way tight because of the way those little clips are designed. I used a bigger zip tie. I used a smaller one before and you could still move it in and out. I used a bigger one and it kind of tightened it up, so it's really tight now. I would still prefer, what I would need to do is that little clip on the inside, I'd have to shave that down and then take a big fat zip tie and tighten it down, but that clip would have to be just, you know, trimmed just the perfect amount so it holds tight. But that's where I'm going to keep it for now. It's really tight. It shouldn't go anywhere. So now it's time to clip the marker lights in, which they just go through and clip over in the corner. And I can actually put the snaps on the end of it, those little clips that I showed you, slide into each one of these slots. And I'll snap all those in, and I can put the grill in. Alright, got all these clips in. There is 10 in total. 2 right there, 1 right there. 4 across the top. Another 2. And another 1. Now, how I got these to go in is a little spike right here on both sides. What I did is I took the flathead, stuck it up inside of it, and twisted it. And that got me to be able to get it on all of these smaller ones easier. These 2 center ones are actually bigger, so I had to open those up quite a bit. But I got them all on, so now time to snap the grill in. And there it is. Kind of like it with the black front end, but it will be color matched. But yeah, that headlight's way out. There's a huge gap under there that's actually touching the hood, but my hood is also cranked down on that side. I can crank it up like I did on this side a little bit. But yeah, this headlight's all cattywampus. I'm gonna have to go to the junkyard and get a set of factory OEM headlights, and then take the mounting bracket off the headlights and put it on those. That's really what you have to do with these aftermarket headlights. I could probably mess with them a little bit to get it better, because that is horrible. That is really bad. And this huge gap on this side. But yeah, there's a huge gap in the headlights. I'm going to have to adjust these things and figure out what I can do with them. But that's what it looks like. We're going to turn on the headlights. But yeah, there we go. These headlights are definitely going to take some fitting. These headlights are way off. Good thing the headlights I plan on using are going to be more quality. They seem to fit my Yukon a hell of a lot better than the cheaper ones that I used. But yeah, so I'm going to roughly adjust these headlights, but yeah. That's it, and I'll talk to you later.